Another name coming in. We actually just said his name. It's Earthquake. He's coming into the company at this time. Kind of ironic. Both natural disasters coming in.
Yeah, right.
Man, this guy, former sumo wrestler, legit badass. Apparently, a pretty nice human being though outside the ring. What do you think of John Tenta?
Yeah, I got along good with John too. We worked well together. I enjoyed being a relatively, size is all relative. You stand next to Rey Mysterio, or you stand next to the Big Show.
Mm-hmm.
Depends who you stand next to. So as a relative, I wrestled probably 275 most of my career. So to be wrestling a guy like Earthquake, a big monster of a guy, it was much easier to get sympathy. You're wrestling Shawn Michaels and he's beating you up. That people are like, well, punch him back, Hacksaw. You got Big Earthquake working you over, man, and he had Jimmy with him a lot, man, and I really got along with Jimmy. So the more to add to the show, I like managers, I like valets, I like the referees. The more the mix, the better, and so I like having Jimmy out there. But one time in particular, we were doing something, and I was working with Quaker, and we set up like a double slam, and for the finish. And he slammed me once, and I set up for the finish. He said, "No, second slam." I forgot about it. Like, he didn't forget about it. I took the first slam. Like, okay, let's go to the finish. He's like, "No, second slam." I'm like, okay, Quaker. Yeah. Okay, Quaker, go ahead, big guy. But yeah, we had a good rapport, man. And he do that big hopping around the ring. And man, because the ring gives, you'd be bouncing around there, bing and bing and bing. And it is kind of a huge eclipse, him and Yokozuna and guys like that. Your big, huge ass. It covers the whole arena, I'm used to seeing the lights in most arenas. Oh, I must be in White Plains. But all of a sudden, it's like this huge eclipse. A giant crack in it. And it's coming at you very fast. And all of a sudden, you're a human suppository.
Man, you gotta have a lot of faith in a guy that size dropping his giant ass on you in the ring, right?
Yeah, I know. No shit. Even I told you a story, Mabel, and then I'm like, yeah, because Big Mabel was another one. He eclipsed the sun, and yeah, you got to have a lot of trust in your guy's not your opponent; he's your partner. Mm-hmm. And you're out there together, and you want to put on a good show, and that's why people. Well, what's your record? Yeah, it's not quite the idea, buddy. But yeah, so you got to really trust your partner.
Apparently, John had only been in wrestling for like a handful of years. Like he looks like he's in his 40s at this time, but he's only in his 20s, and I want to say it's like early to mid 20s too. So.
Oh, that's what wrestling does to you, man. Holy smokes. Jeez. I'm only 30 myself. Look at me. Yeah. I mean, it is a rough business, and it did age some people, man. It took its toll on Big John. Mongo McMichaels, God bless Mongo, going through all his stuff,
My goodness.
He's with Deborah for all those years in the NFL. Him and Deborah are in love and dang it a boom. Couple of years in wrestling, they're divorced, doing drugs, partying hard. Welcome to the business. Woo!
Yeah, not for everybody.
Not for